Hey there, how you doing? Here I am, in fact, just beside me is 10th Avenue. I'm on the High Line here. I don't know if you can see all the people around me. There's a whole bunch of people here. But I get this question a lot from people regarding just walking in amongst a whole bunch of crowds. I'm probably going to get photobombed half a dozen times as I'm walking on the High Line here in New York City. So, I get this question a lot. A lot of people have used the tactic or the strategy of cold email to scrape. They've scraped leads, they've got names, sometimes they've got other details and phone numbers, and they either run a single shot email campaign with an offer saying, are you interested in my lead generation idea? Or they've run a sequence of emails where they might have told a story, made an offer, asked if they were interested, looked for feedback, all those sorts of things to get some form of response to start the conversation. And in the majority of cases, or majority times, a lot of the emails are never actually responded to. In fact, a lot of emails, but depending on how an email is structured, might even end up in a spam folder. And so you've got all these leads, and you may have approached these leads from a cold perspective. And we're going to get into a little bit of a darker tunnel here on the High Line. I don't know if you can actually see behind me, but we've got the old rail line here on the west side of Manhattan down here in Chelsea. So we end up with all these leads that we've either spent money on, we may have even purchased these leads, we may have paid somebody to scrape the leads for us. G'day Alyssa, how you doing? We may have paid somebody to scrape the leads for us. We might have bought the lead, we might have actually bought the list, or we might have generated the list through downloading emails out of things like LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and all those sorts of things. But we have this list. So I want to remind you that you're in business, and the reason you've targeted the people that you have to place on your list is to do business with them. If you found a decision maker and you found somebody who is in business and they're on your list, and even though this person hasn't opted in, if you feel that you can add value to that person or that they can benefit from your services somehow, and the information or what you have to offer is something that is relevant to them and something that they can truly generate or gain value from, then you can engage these leads. In fact, you should keep these leads, especially if you've scraped a targeted vertical, because at the end of the day, we are very distracted individuals and we treat email very poorly, because I don't know about you, but I play the delete game at least twice a day. Get up, turn the computer on, go to my email, and I literally just select everything and then pick out the emails that I want to read, and everything else just goes in the archive or in the bin. And so people play this game all the time, and you're trying to grab people's attention on your list. So should you ignore this list? Should you throw it away? Should you, hey, I gave this shot, nobody gave a shit and came back to me. Should I get rid of it? Well, if you're stupid, yes, throw it away. If you're somebody who doesn't understand that you're in business and you're here to build a relationship with people and to nurture those relationships, especially people who you've identified as somebody that you'd like to reach out to, then you want to continue to nurture that list. You need to talk to that list. You need to pick up the phone and have a conversation and ask them, is this stuff that I sent you relevant? And I'll give you a couple of examples. So Will, one of our consulting champions, targeted the software market. Now, he had thousands of leads that he'd scraped, and he's been cold emailing, and his conversion rates on cold email are very high. And the reason they're very high is because he took the time to reach out to a lot of people on the list and ask them what was important to them, what was relevant to them, what do they believe that they'd like to see more of, and he started emailing those topics or those ideas to the cold list, and hence the open rates went up to 75%, and the appointment opportunities went up accordingly. There were times where he was getting 20 to 30 appointments a week just out of cold email. If we look at Richard, who specializes in SEO for companies, he did the same thing. He continually emailed his cold list. In fact, he had thousands of scraped leads that he emailed to his cold list. And he started to talk to those people, and he started to ask questions about what some of their issues or challenges or pain points were. And then he started to talk to those in the future emails that he started writing, and hence he started to get a lot of responses from those emails. And so, at the end of the day, you've got a lead list there, and you're building a business, and you want to nurture that relationship. You want to consider your strategy. You can even use those leads on retargeting campaigns that you can run very inexpensively on Facebook and YouTube and AdWords to retarget all your email lists, because you can run very cost-effective campaigns to put your message, your brand, your idea of what you do to help and add value to people in the marketplace. So should you throw all those emails that you spent time, paid money for, made a half-assed attempt with in most cases, didn't bother to follow up, have a conversation with, add real value to those people in any shape or form, should you throw those leads away? Only a stupid person would do that. Only somebody who's really not thinking about their business or thinking that they are in business would neglect the opportunity that a list can bring you. You don't need a lot of clients in this game to do very well in the agency game. To hit $1 million, you're looking at 27 clients paying you $3,000 a month. You can build that type of agency within, and I've seen people build that agency in 6 months. Some people, it takes them longer. It'll take them 12 to 18 months to build into 7 figures. And only 3% of the people who will ever try or ever perceive or ever believe that they can make it there will actually get that outcome or result that they're aiming for. So one of the things that you want to take into consideration is that you want to maximize your opportunity with any prospective contact into the marketplace. You want to qualify them, you want to filter them, you want to have conversations, you want to find out what people are thinking in those markets, and you want to make sure that you do everything humanly possible to help those people to invest in your services. If you feel that they're not a fit, then move on to the next one that is, because at the end of the day, you don't need a ton of clients to do exceptionally well in the marketing game. So hopefully that answers the question of what should I do because of all these people who didn't respond to my email, because my email was so special and it had to be responded to, and it was more important than any other email in their inbox. I say think about what you're doing, be in your customer's mind, understand that you're building a relationship, understand that you're also building a business. And with that, you've got to think about what you're communicating, how you're communicating, and how you're engaging. And in a lot of ways, I've literally just walked to the end of the High Line here. I've reached the end before my little rant here of the High Line. But in other ways, also, you want to be thinking about, what's really important and what is your vision, and then how does that stack up with your attempt to engage the marketplace and how you're going to bring those clients on board. Because at the end of the day, if you're not diligent in those areas, and I believe, and this is just my personal opinion, that most people in this game are just playing around. They're thinking that this is an easy way to make a quick buck or money very quickly, to cash in. And at the end of the day, if you don't provide value to the customers that you're engaging, and if you don't get them results, your business is going to be very short-lived. So one thing that I would highly recommend is think about what you want from this business. Think about how much value you want to add to the people you work with so that they share you with other people, so you generate referrals, so you build some level of authority, some level of respect, and some level of acknowledgement that you're there as a decent provider to the marketplace. So things to consider. Should I throw away my list? I'm not sure. If you do throw away your list, I think you're just being silly. But if you're serious about growing your business, sit down, make a plan. Pick the phone up, call some of these people, ask them. I know I shot an email. It might not have been relevant. Maybe we need to ask some questions to make sure that we are relevant in the marketplace. So thank you for all of those people who asked this question, because to me it just seems counterintuitive to eliminate these things or to let them go, because one, you've only made a half-assed attempt or one attempt to get out into the marketplace. You want to be making sure, thank you Alyssa, I really appreciate the support. You want to make sure that you are communicating and engaging and opening the door to a conversation, because it's those conversations that are going to put revenue in your bank account as an agency owner. So if you want to know more and you want to pick up some more ideas, go to consultingunleashed.com, download some of my free training. It'll give you more insight on how you can convert and generate better quality clients. As I said, get clear about what you want out of your business. Think about who you want to help, how you want to help them get great results, how you want to deliver those great results, and more importantly, how you actually scale and bring more of that business into your atmosphere of your aspirations of why you're doing this in the first place. Because if you're doing it for a buck, it's going to be very short-lived. If you're doing it because you want to build a real asset, a real business, and you want to learn, you want to grow, and you want to have something that is actually going to support your aspirations, your family, your lifestyle, and your livelihood, then you are in the right place and you are listening to the right message. So with that, I want to thank you, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. I'm going to say goodbye from the High Line here on the Lower West Side of Manhattan. I'm going to go to Chelsea Markets and have some amazing food. Talk to you soon.